Hi everyone and welcome to or welcome back to my channel. Today I'm showing you how I made my version of the Monster Book of Monsters as seen in the Harry Potter movies. If you want to follow along, these are the things you will need: acrylic paints, red felt, faux fur, craft glue, a book box, polymer clay, water, brushes, scissors, a ruler, clay tools and reference images. I began with cutting up the faux fur for the book cover. Here you can see how beautiful and fluffy the faux fur is. I absolutely love it. It was only $4 at the op shop. It was actually a jacket. And this is the fur after I cut out the lining fabric of the jacket. This will make it easier to stick to the box at the final stage. Moving on to the box, I started with painting the inside black. You can paint this in any color you want. I've sped this up 16 times for you as, you know, it's black paint and nothing special. Now we're moving on to the sides of the box and make it look like an actual book. I painted them white, leaving the rough strokes of the acrylic paint. After the paint was dry, I diluted some brown paint with water, brushing it on and while still wet, taking off the excess with a tissue. This leaves the paint in the crevices of the white paint, giving it an aged look. Now let's make some teeth. Roll out a snake of clay and cut off pieces that are approx 1 centimeter or 3/8 of an inch. Roll them into little balls and then one end into a point to form a tooth. Bend the end down a little to make them look more real. Smooth them out and add details with your needle tool. Leave a slight pointy end at the other side. This side will be put in the gums. Go ahead and bake all the teeth according to the package. Moving on to the eyeballs, take one part of Sculpey clay, condition it, and roll it into a snake of clay and cut it into 4 equal parts. Roll these parts into balls. These will be the book's eyeballs. Go ahead and bake them according to the instructions on the pack and let them cool down. We are not quite done with the eyes yet. We're going to create sockets for them. Take the black clay, about the same as used for the eyeballs, divide in 4 equal parts and place the eyeballs inside, creating an eye socket. Shape the back into points so they can be glued onto the box. Clean the white of the eye with rubbing alcohol if the black clay got onto it. Go ahead and bake the eyes. Once the eyes are completely cooled down, paint the white whatever color you want. I then painted a brown iris on the eyeball, followed by a black pupil in the center of the eye. Lastly, I dotted 2 white spots for light reflection onto the eyes. I am really happy with how the eyes turned out. I buffed some Inca gold around the eyelids to get some of that detail out, and off camera I glazed the eyeballs with Sculpey glaze. Now moving on to the gums. This is where the mouth of the book will take shape. I made a flat oval shape which will indicate the rough size of the top gums. Then I rolled out snakes of clay, and per snake I pushed 1 tooth in one side and then attached the snake to the flat piece of clay. I did this 8 times for the top part. I shape, mold and texture as I go. When I was done, I positioned the piece on the box to see where it fits and baked it. On to the bottom gums. Again, I have an oval piece to indicate the size, but this time I push the teeth in the clay and secure them with some bake and bond. Then I'm just sculpting till I'm happy with the shape. Bake the clay and attach both top and bottom jaws to the box with some craft glue. It worked perfectly. And now it's time to paint. I started painting the gums this off-red brownish color. Take your time getting into all the nooks and crannies. Once this was dry, I applied a second layer of a darker brownish red. Then I moved on to the teeth, which I painted a yellowish off-white and stained it with watered down brown. And that's it for the mouth. And now for the final part, sticking on the faux fur. This is also the messiest part. Measure out the fabric before you cut it by wrapping it around the box and leaving some space on all sides. Now cut your fabric with the fur direction at the top going forward so the fur hangs over the gums. Before gluing the fabric on, I had a piece of liner fabric which I glued down first before attaching the fabric onto the box. When you get to the eyes, cut across the fabric so they fit just through. I painted black around the eyes on the box, just in case some of it would show. Then go ahead and glue the rest of the fabric, following the shape of the box. When you get to the bottom jaw, cut the fabric flush with the box, then cut out a strip of faux fur and stick it on with the fluff direction facing forward. It was a bit off camera here, apologies. Now cut off the sides of the fabric, leaving a little strip overhanging to glue down. Cut the short side flush with the box. You're going to stick a small tuft of the fabric on, with the fur direction overlapping the box. Make sure your box can still open. And that's it for our Monster Book of Monsters. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. Thanks for watching and see you next time. Bye.